Hi, welcome back to the Mindfulness Series. I'm Ashley Mazurek. Today, we're going to charge the diaphragm. We're going to put energy into the solar plexus. This particular type of breathing exercise, I'm not a yogi, so I know that there's a name for it. I don't know the name of it. But what we're going to do is we're going to take inhale and exhale, and rather than inhale and then exhale, we're going to inhale and we're going to keep it right here. We're going to inhale, exhale, and you're going to try to keep it at that same level for as long as you can. And you'll find that if you're breathing more in than you are exhaling, you're gonna get to the point where you're gonna need to exhale and then start all over again. It's a more of a advanced practice, but I feel like we've been doing this for a while now, so we're ready to move on. We're ready to progress. We're ready to get something new. Like I said, this is a great breathing exercise that you can do, like when you've been working at your desk all day, or if you've been reading a lot, or if you just need to wake up, if you just need to get the system fired up. The solar plexus is the fire Shiva center for transformation. So fired it up. And so how we're going to do that is go ahead and just center yourself. If you just kind of joined in and you've been going all day, or even if you haven't and you want to center your breath, let's go ahead and start with a couple of mindfulness breaths. Check in, make sure that it is in the diaphragm. Sense and feel, is it in the ribs? Are you just doing kind of lateral movement and vertical movement, or are you even just doing upper respiratory, utilizing your accessory muscles, which means in your neck, which means ultimately gives you a forward head posture because they get too tight from being overutilized because these aren't our breathing muscles. That can happen. So to help with that whole forward head, to help with posture, we want to make sure that we constantly are practicing doing diaphragmatic breath. And this, we can keep our breath in our diaphragm, then it keeps our core nice and strong, and it allows to create a stable center for our upper extremities and our lower extremities. It has a nice foundation with a strong core. So let's go ahead and just breathe. Focus on our breath. Do another minute and a half of this before we go ahead and go into our charging of the diaphragm. Sense and feel if your shoulders are relaxed and pulled back. If your head is in alignment, if you're on your sits bones, spine is erect, everything is relaxed. Okay, what's helpful, especially if you're a kinesthetic person, watching me visually will help you. But what you can do is put your hand roughly, the diaphragm is a dome that is underneath the ribs. and goes like this. And as you breathe, sinks down and pushes on the organs and glands, organs, and it comes out through the abdominal wall, so it looks like you got a bit of poochie. But as soon as you exhale, it comes right back in. So what I want you to do is take a mid-breath, and then you can visually see it. Do as long as you feel comfortable. If you're new to breath work, you might not be able to go as long. And don't forget the diaphragm is a muscle, so you have to strengthen it. And if you're new to this, it might get fatigued, and that's quite okay. Let me give you a lateral view if you can see that. And as you can see, I'm doing it fairly quickly. So it's a fast inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and exhale. And my goal is to keep it at a level where I don't have too much of an inhale, too much of an exhale, but if my breath is the peak of my inhale is this big, and when I exhale my air out, I'm here. The goal is to keep it right in the middle and just maintain that until it's out of balance and you have to start all over again. It's fun. And if you'll notice, it definitely gives you a focus. Hardly any room for anything else to come into the mind because you're so focused on trying to keep that particular amount of inhale and particular amount of exhale right where it needs to be in order to endure and maintain for a while. You might also have noticed that when you're doing it, you're starting to get a little warm. Well, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's heating you up, spiking up that metabolism. Okay, we're going to do it for a couple more minutes, and then we'll just go into breath work, and we'll concentrate on just relaxing into our breath. And if you feel it all the way into your pelvic floor, yes, you're doing it right. One more. Okay, that was fun. So I hope you enjoyed that today. Let's go ahead and do a couple minutes of just breath work and breathing to relax, and we'll close this session down. And don't let me forget to remind you, thank you for watching the series. Thank you for participating. Thank you for working on yourself, which means that you're loving yourself. And when you're loving yourself, that love then opens your heart to loving more people and at a higher level of love. If you're interested in knowing those levels of love, I did a podcast on the levels of love as it relates to sex and violence love, conditional love, empathetic and compassionate love, and unconditional love. All right, so let's just finish out with a couple breaths. What's my podcast? Balanced Body. I forgot to say it in case you don't know. And it's located right on my website under podcasts. All right, with one last breath in, exhale into your hands and your feet. Go ahead and open your eyes. And thank you for spending 15 minutes with me today. And thank you for going out in the world and loving yourself and loving others. And most importantly, looking to find the positive or the light side of everything in your life. Because at the end of the day, it's always just perspective now, isn't it? Have a great rest of your day.